Uh, Give me a second. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. So today I'm going to do
Yes,
a small.
I can see your screen.
Okay. So today I'm going to do a small presentation on the tribal groups of the Himalayas. So today I'm going to speak about five main tribal groups: the Boutia, the Khasa, Dad, Lepcha, and the Sherpa. Also, before that, I will be introducing you to the Himalayas. I will be explaining to you briefly about the Himalayas. So, what is this Himalayas? So, the Himalaya is a great mountain system. Which is which acts as a barrier between the Indian Indo-Gangetic plains in the south and the Tibet plateau to the north. So, in a minute. So, okay. So, yes, the Himalaya acts as a mountain barrier, but also it also has some of the highest peaks in the world, and one such peak is Mount Everest, which is the world's highest. So I will also explain to you how the Himalaya became a mountain range. So I will be as you can see in my screen, you can see image here of a mountain range. So here you can see a small picture of a mountain range. Uh, so uh, before it all started, the whole world was a mega continent or one continent, and at that time, the Indian tectonic plate or India is was actually part of uh, uh, Africa. So, after few millennia, the Pangea broke up into several smaller pieces, and Indian plate is one such piece. So, there is also another larger plate known as the Eurasian plate, and a few countries in this plate include Russia, China, and even UK. So, uh, Indian plate smashed into the Eurasian plate, and uh, after it smashed into the Eurasian plate, the Indian plate went underneath uh, and occupied the space which was formerly occupied by the Eurasian plate. So this made an uplift in the on the surface of the Earth, and as you can see in the arrowheads given below, here the large arrowheads pointing downwards. This is the Indian tectonic plate, and the above left part is the Eurasian plate. So this is the uplift, and as you can see, this mountain range which has formed is the Himalaya. So, but you can see there is a small water part, but it's actually land. So, uh, so according to this theory, we can conclude that before becoming a mountain range, the Himalaya was actually uh, part of underneath under the ocean. So we have proof for that theory. It has been identified that there are fossils of marine animals, ancient marine life. So, so I will be now explaining to you the tribal groups or the people who live in such high mountains. The Himalayan population is distinct culturally. They are very isolated because of the natural landscape. So they they will describe to you the Himalayas in various and different ways. So they are they are the inhabitants have the bodies of the inhabitants themselves have even adapted to the mountainous landscape. Uh, uh, they also have flat, broad feet, strong arms and legs, which are designed for carrying heavy loads and climbing high mountains. And another special feature they also possess is their lungs are adapted for low oxygen. So this is very important, as mountains have lower oxygen rate than the flatlands. So uh, this feature has enabled them to live comfortably in such high and difficult environment. Also, such environment has attracted uh, tourists both local and foreign, for as they love to engage in recreational activities specific to snowy and mountainous landscapes, such as mountaineering, skiing, and tourism. So this tourism also has been an advantage for the locals, as it is one of the main occupations. There are also four main language families in the Indian subcontinent, out of which the two of them, which are Indo-European and the Tibeto-Burman language groups, are well present in the Himalayas. In ancient times, the people who are speaking these languages, these language groups mixed in different proportions in different areas. This also was uh, i- i- an effect of the physical landscape, as it is easier to uh, mix tribal groups in flat areas than in high areas, as it's uh, very impossible and not it's very uh, inaccessible to the rest of the world. So the so also so today I'm going to speak about, as I told you, I'm going to speak about few main tribes. So the first one is the Boutia. So the Boutia uh, are inhabitants which are from Sikkim. Uh, they also have Tibetan ancestry. So uh, they are they are thought to have been immigrated from the Tibet southwards to the Himalaya in the 8th or 9th century AD. Uh, Also, the Bhutia tribe uh, constitute a majority of the population of Bhutan. So they are mountain dwellers who live in small villages and are separated from the almost impossible terrain. Uh, they practice terraced agriculture on the mountain slopes, and some of them are animal breeders uh, and breed mainly cattle and yaks. Also, I forgot to tell you a small point under the tribes of the Himalayas. Uh, these tribes mainly come under two main categories: the Mongoloids and the Indo-Aryans. The Mongoloids are the people who have a Chinese-like face and who are found in China and
Yes,
other
South
neighbors
Asia.
like
Yeah. Yes. Yes,
uh,
please. Yeah.
like Japan and Korea.
Mm.
Uh, and Indo-Aryans are the people who are found in India and in some parts of India. So the secondly, we are going to speak about the Khasa. So the Khasa are also an Indo-Aryan group who are ethno-linguistic and native to South Asia. They also are found mainly in Nepal and modern day northern India. So they speak their own language, the Khas language. They have been they are according to ancient Hindu literature. They are connected to the uh, uh, earlier kingdom of Khasa in India. So next we are going to speak about the Dar tribe. They are also an ethno-linguistic group found in they are also Indo-Aryan and found in northern Pakistan, northwest India, and eastern Pakistan. What is now Jammu and Kashmir. They speak the Dardic languages, which is also a language in the Indo-Aryan family. So next we are going to speak about the Lepcha. They are also known as the wrong cup. Wrong cup meaning the beloved children of wrong and of God in the language Lepcha. Uh, they are found in eastern Nepal, western Bhutan, and Sikkim. Uh, Also, lastly, we are going to speak about the Sherpa. The Sherpa is one of the most well-known groups in the Himalayas, as uh, a Sherpa was the first person to reach the uh, he- uh, Mount Everest. So he was the guide of an New Zealander and they both were the first uh, people to ever conquer the Great Everest. So the meaning of Sherpa is the Shah meaning east and Pa meaning people. So it refers to their geographical origin of eastern Tibet. They And fun fact, they are also found in some parts of North America, Australia, and even Europe. So that is the end of my presentation. Hope you get to know something new. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sanish. And okay, so also you also can do these kinds of presentations. So I'm going to give you some topics, so others also can do this type of presentation. So now we are going to give the chance to Arita. So Arita, can you do your presentation? Yes, Arita. Yes.
Artha is muted, teacher. Oh, he unmuted.
Arita, can you do your presentation? Or should I let
Teacher, I can do the presentation, teacher. I had a problem unmuting my mic.
Okay.
So I think that everyone can see my screen.
Mm-hmm.
So today,
We can see the screen.
so today,
Okay, now we can.
so today I'm going to do the presentation on the solar system.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay,
have you
Artha,
looked carefully?
Give me
Yes, teacher.
a minute. So this is the last PowerPoint presentation that we are going to do on solar system. So from next week onwards, you have these two topics: the South Asia and the second unit. From that, you can do your presentation. So this is the last PowerPoint presentation of solar system. Yes, yes, continue. Okay.
So, have you carefully observed the sun, moon, and the other celestial bodies of the sky? So, there is evidence that man had shown an interest in knowing about them since ancient times. So, it has been discovered that there are 8 planets, shapeless pieces of planets called asteroids, and various celestial bodies such as dwarf planets and natural satellites revolving around the sun. It is believed that the the solar system formed 4,600 million years ago by combining dust particles and gas particles together. So, when we come to the composition of the solar system, the Sun and the other celestial bodies which are bound by the gravitational force of the Sun belongs to the solar system. And the celestial bodies found in the solar system are listed below. So, the Sun is the main body of the solar system, and the planets are the largest celestial bodies in the solar system, and we can identify small planets as dwarf planets and natural satellites of the planets, and there are millions of other rock particles or debris such as asteroids, comets, and meteoroids. So here we come to the main part of the solar system, the sun. So the sun is the main source that provides energy for the existence of life on Earth. The sun lies at the center of the solar system. A massive amount of heat is generated at the core of the sun as a result of fusion and thermonuclear reactions. So there are several important facts about the sun. So it holds 99.86% of the total mass of the solar system or substances that belong to the whole system, and its extent is 109 times of the diameter of the Earth. So the sun revolves around its own axis. The time taken for one rotation is 25.4 Earth days. So next we come for the planets. So the solar system consists of 8 main planets, and the planets have been divided into 2 categories as inner planets and outer planets. So, talking about inner planets, the planets which are located between the Sun and the belt of asteroids are known as inner planets. And they are composed of rocks made up of silicate and metal materials. And Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars belong to the category of inner planets. So, when we talk about outer planets, the planets that are located outside the belt of asteroids are known as outer planets. And Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune belong to this category, and they are basically gaseous in composition. So next we are going to talk about the first planet, that's Mercury. The Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, and it is the smallest planet of the solar system. It is a bit larger than the Moon, the natural satellite of the Earth in size. There are craters on the surface due to the volcanic eruptions, and Mercury has no satellites. So next we talk about Venus, and Venus is the second planet according to the distance from the Sun. It is the closest planet to the Earth, and it is the planet with the high surface temperature as 464 Celsius. The main gas found in this planet is carbon dioxide, and that's 96%. and it is with the high surface temperature. And Venus has no satellites. And then we talk about the Earth. And so the Earth is the planet we live in. So it is the third planet from the Sun according to the distance from the Sun. So it is visible as an attractive celestial object in the blue when it is seen from outer space. Hence, it is called as the blue planet. And Earth has a one satellite called as the Moon. So then we talk about the Mars. So Mars is the fourth planet and it's called as a red planet since it is visible as a reddish object in the night sky. So Mars has two satellites called Phobos and Deimos as you can see in the screen. So when we come to talk about Jupiter, the Jupiter is the outer planet So among the other planets, Jupiter is the fifth planet from the Sun. So Jupiter has the largest number of satellites as it has 67 natural satellites. And one of the satellites in Jupiter are Ganymede, and it's a satellite which been observed by the Galileo spacecraft in 1996. So about Saturn, Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun, and it is the largest planet, and it's 9 times larger than the Earth. It has 62 satellites, and Titan, Dione, and Hyperion are one of the satellites in this planet. So as you can see, the blue planet, and that's the Titan satellite. So Uranus is the seventh planet from the Sun and it's the third largest planet in the solar system. It's been found that Uranus has thin rings around it, but we can see that. So it has 27 satellites, and Miranda, Ariel, Titania, and Umbriel are 4 types of satellites in Uranus. And as you can see, Titania is one of the satellites we can observe. So then we come to the last planet of the solar system, and that's Neptune. And it's the 8th planet from the solar system, from the Sun, and it is seen in blue. So it's 4 times larger than the Earth, and there are 14 satellites. And Triton is one of the satellites that you can see in the presentation. So then we come to talk about dwarf planets. As you can see in the pictures, Pluto, Eris, the 2007 OR means the series, and Haumea and Magma. So the smallest planets in no fixed orbits and no fixed orbits are known as the dwarf planets. These planets are being identified by the International Astronomical Association in 2006. So thank you for listening to my presentation.
Okay, Arita. Okay, so now we are going to now the Dannington going to present us about the native animals of Himalayan mountain range. Okay, yes. Okay, that Arita, your presentation was excellent, and I hope others also can do something similar to this. And I'm going to give you some.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
Teacher, I'm Rihen. Teacher, can I present about the Atlantic Ocean, teacher?
The topics that I'm going to give from today's presentation that I'm going to present, I'll let you know what are the topics that you can do your presentation. So you have topics related to South Asia and from the second unit. So I'll give you the topics. So you have to do your presentation according to the topic. Otherwise,
Yeah, everyone should do it.
hmm?
Everyone
Yes,
should do
if you
it.
can't do it with using PowerPoints, you can do a small speech. Or if you can't use the visual aids, that's fine. I know some of the students are capable of doing using visual aids, but if you can't, that is not a problem for you to present. If you have some information related to these topics, you can present it to the class. No need to have visual aids. If you can present it by using PowerPoint, that is okay, but it is not mandatory. If you have something to share with the class, I'll let you do that. Yes.
Okay, teacher.
Okay.
Here, can I start?
Yes. Start.
Good morning, everybody. And today I'm going to speak about the native animals of the Himalayan mountain range. First, let's see what is Himalayan mountain range. The Himalayan mountain range is the longest and the highest mountain range in the world. The Himalayas, also called the abode of gods. The Himalayan mountain range stretches over 1,500 miles and covers nation of Nepal and Bhutan, as well as South Tibet and the north of India. This range is at least 70 million years old. It is known for being cold. The name means abode of snow in Sanskrit. But its climate and vegetation types are varied, including tropical, subtropical, temperate, and alpine regions. It has 9 out of 10 of the world's largest, highest peaks, including Mount Everest. Now let's see what is the native animals. Native animals animals that are native to a particular region live or grow there naturally and were not brought there are called native animals. The diversity of Himalayan topography makes it one of the most famous natural habitats for animals species in the world. Now I'll show you some of the native of Himalayan mountain range. Snow leopard, the Himalayan wild yak, the Himalayan blue sheep, the Himalayan bear, the Himalayan musk deer, the Himalayan wolf, the Himalayan thor, the red panda, the masked palm civet, Himalayan vulture, Himalayan monarch, and Himalayan bulbul. These are some of the native animals of the Himalayas. And now let's see the top 5 most amazing animals of the Himalayas in detail. Top 5 most amazing animals of the Himalayas: snow leopard, red panda, Himalayan thor, Himalayan monarch, Himalayan black bear, respectively. The ranking of the Himalayan top 5 most amazing, and the 5th is the Himalayan black bear. There are 2 bear species in the Himalayas. One of them is the Himalayan black bear. It can be found mostly in the Greater Himalayas. The Himalayan black bear are efficient climbers. They spend most of their daytime on tree branches. They also build nests in the trees. by folding the branches. Himalayan black bear consume just about everything, although they are particular to corn, honey, nuts, fruits, roots, and insects. In the summer season, Himalayan black bear reside at a height of 10,000 to 12,000 feet. With the advent of winter, they descend to lower level of the Himalayan ranges. Himalayan black bear also undergo hibernation throughout winter and eat more in order to store fat to sustain themselves when the weather turns chilly. The rank of the Himalayan top 5 most amazing animals, and the fourth is the Himalayan monarch. The Himalayan monarch is a high altitude species. It lives at least height of about 4,000 feet during the summer season, inhabiting open, grassy slopes. During winter, this bird moves towards the lower level forest of 2,000 feet, taking shelter in dense areas of bamboo and rhododendrons. In the wild, this bird enjoys a diet of seeds, with fruits and insects too. The male are spectacular combination of 12 iridescent colors, whilst females are a duller earthy brown. Both the male and the female monarch begin breeding at 2-year-old. Breeding season lasts from April to June, and they will lay 5 eggs per clutch. Females are solely responsible for the rearing of their young whelps. The male defends the nest from the predators. And the third is the Himalayan wild thar. The Himalayan thar is a near threatened species, and nowadays it can be found in Nepal, northern India, and southern Tibet. During the harsh Himalayan winters, it grows a woolly coat ranging from red to dark brown, with a thick undercoat to keep warm. In spring, the coat becomes lighter and thinner. Himalayan thar can regulate their body temperature throughout the season. Himalayan thar grows to 4 to 5.5 feet long and weigh between 36 and 85 kg. The horns of male Himalayan thar grow to about 18 inches, but those of females are shorter. The second is the panda. Many will remember them as a red furry friend of Mowgli from Jungle Book series. Red pandas are larger than domestic cats with a shaggy tail. They have distinct reddish-brown fur. Almost 50% of the red panda's habitat is in the eastern Himalayas. The loss of nesting trees and bamboo is causing a decline in red pandas' population. Because their forest home is being cleared, depriving them of bamboo trees. Red pandas are often killed when they get caught in traps meant for other animals, such as pigs and deer. They struggle to breed due to low birth rate and high death rate. And the first is the snow leopard. The snow leopard are one of the most elusive cats in the Himalayas. These Himalayan wildcats are most difficult to be spotted, and for that reason, they are known as the ghost of the cat world. Snow leopards are unusual in their body. It functions in a web form. They have broad legs covered with more fur than other large cats in the world. Their tail is approximately 3 feet long with thick fur. Its soft-coated body consisting of a dense insulating undercoat, and a thick outer coat of hair about 5 centimeters long. They cannot roll because of their undeveloped vocal cords. There are approximately 6,000 snow leopards, and they are losing their habitat because of climate change and hunting. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Have a nice day.
Okay, muted. Right. Okay, can you hear me? Students, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we
Okay.
can hear you.
All of you to actively participate in the class. So I'm going to give you some topics that you can do your presentation next week also. So yes. Okay. So these are the topics that you have in order to do the presentation. You can select from these topics. Okay. Yes. So
Hey teacher,
yes.
teacher is
Do you have any?
actually heavily raining for outside. Can I leave?
Okay. Yes, you can leave. But anyway, try to. Did you do any presentation? No. Did you? Who's this? Can I know your name? Yes. Who's leaving now? Hmm? Okay. Anyway, so
Teacher schedule.
yes, okay. Check the video. You can select from these topics. You can create small presentations. So after you create this presentation, you can send me a draft, and I will check if there's anything that you need to add. If I feel like you need to add more details about this thing, I will let you know. So these are the topics that you can select. From South Asia, the mountain landscape of the South Asian region, main rivers in South Asia, Nicobar and Andaman Island, Sundarban marshy lands in South Asia, topographical features of South Asia, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation SAARC, agriculture and livestock farming in South Asia, native animals of Himalayan mountain range, tribal groups of Himalayan mountain range, and Terai Valley in Nepal. So these are the topics from South Asia. And
Excuse me, teacher. I did the presentation on tribal groups in the Himalayan mountain
okay,
range.
so you don't need to do another presentation. So others, please do a small presentation. If you can't use the PowerPoint, don't worry. You can do it. You can do a small speech or whatever the things that you like to share with the class. You can do it. I need to see all of you actively participate in the class. So from the second unit, the uniqueness of the earth as a habitat of living beings. These are the topics that you have. The rotation of the earth, occurrence of day and night, and regional differences in time. Second, the revolution of the earth, equinoxes and solstice. And third, four main seasons on earth. And fourth, importance of the atmosphere. And fifth, the importance of water. So these are the topics that you can do this small presentation. So please select from these topics. So don't come up with any other topics, because these are the things that relevant to the syllabus we have. So we need to discuss about the things that we have in curriculum. So please stick to these topics. So if you are interested, you can do your presentation next week also. So these are the topics that you have. Okay. So I ask you to do this activity 3.2. Did you do this activity?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So now, yes. Okay. So now we are going to discuss about the answers for this question, activity 3.2. So what are the topographical features of the Himalayas? Yes.
Mountain landscape.
Mountain landscape, valley landscape, coastal landscape, rural landscape, industrial and urban landscape, desert
Excuse
landscape.
me, teacher.
Okay.
Excuse me, teacher, what's the time limit for the presentations?
Time about 10 to 15 minutes.
10 to 15 minutes.
Excuse
Okay,
me,
teacher.
teacher.
Okay.
Excuse me,
Yes.
teacher. Of that
Yes.
slide. Teacher, can I show the presentation about what rivers of South Asia?
Yes, you can do yes, if you have already created a presentation, what you can do is you can send me that PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to check whether
No, teacher.
all,
I have to
yes.
create one actually.
Okay, you need to create one. Okay, so you have freedom. You can select from these topics. So these are the topics that you can select from. So there are 11 topics from South Asia, and you have five topics from the uniqueness of the Earth as a habitat of living being, the second unit. So these are the topics that you can relate to. So you can select one of these topics and do your presentation. Okay. So for relief features of Himalayas, so what are the relief features of Himalayas? I'm not talking about the landscape. You have to be specific. What are the relief features of Himalayas?
Out of
Gap.
14 highest
Excuse me, teacher.
peaks
Yes.
are located in Himalayas.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
Teacher, I'm here from 8S4. Teacher, teacher, it's thundering and lightning. Teacher, can I leave, teacher?
Yes. Yes. Sure. You can. Okay. Okay. So can someone read what we have in this table? So these are the answers for this
Can I read?
question.
Can I read?
Okay, raise your hand. I'll let you read. Okay. Yes, Chenal. Read.
Relief features of Himalayas: mountains, spurs, gaps, highlands, deep gorges. Out of 14 highest peaks in the world, 9 peaks are located here. Highest of Himalayas is around 8,000 meters from sea level, and it is spread about 2,500 kilometers in length.
Okay. So these are the relief features of Himalayas. So you don't need to write this the landscapes. There are 6 landscape, I know, but here you have to write about the relief features of Himalayas. So these are the answers for that question. Mountains, spurs, gaps, highlands, deep groves. So these are the things that you can identify in the relief features of Himalayas. So out of 14 highest peaks in the world, 9 peaks are located in here. So the highest is the Himalayas. So these are the answers for the relief features of Himalayas. Yes. What are the tribal and ethnic groups we have in Himalayas? Yes. Read.
Read.
Yes, read.
Tribal and ethnic groups in Himalayas: Boutia, Khasa, Darad, Lepcha, and Sherpas.
Okay. Food of people?
Food of people: rice, wheat corn, green gram, millet, vegetables, yam, meat get by hunting, and bee honey.
Yes. Occupations?
Occupations: agriculture and livestock farming are the main human activities. Tourist guides trade in goods and carry heavy loads. Women engaged in weaving and spinning thread.
Yes. So the cultivated crops?
Cultivated crops: rice, wheat, corn, millet, and vegetables.
Okay. So these are the answers for activity 3. Yes, 3.2, right? Yes. Yes, 3.2. These are the answers for the activity. So you have to copy it to your writing book. If you have write what is in this slide. So these are the correct answers for activity 3.2. So okay. So today we are going to discuss about valley landscape. Do you have any questions?
Teacher,
Yes.
can we do two presentations, teacher?
No, you have to pick one. You can do whatever the topic that you are going to select with more details. I mean, like, don't try to cover all
No, teacher, he is asking that
Right.
for the ones
Yes.
who did run. Teacher, he is asking
Teacher,
that.
I did one presentation about before we open school for the last time. I did about the solar systems. So can I do again or not?
You can do it, but starting from this, I mean, the second term,
Okay, teacher.
only 3 people did the presentation, so others can also do the presentation. It's okay if you do it in the first term, that is fine. You can select one of these topics and do your presentation. I'll let you do, but others like the Arithas, Senesh and Dunnington, you can't do any other presentation. So you already did your presentation. Others can select from these topics and do your presentation. Yes, you can. Do you have any questions?
It means here like we can do one present. Everybody can do one presentation per lesson.
Yes, you can select from these topics. You can select. Yes, we'll see.
Right, teacher.
Okay.
So, teacher, for the ones
I
who
would
did
like to
presentation
listen
one time,
others.
can't do it
This
again.
was yes. I can't hear you. Yes. Do you have any other questions? Okay. So I don't think we have enough time to do this the valley landscape. So next day I'll let 2 people to do a presentation. Otherwise we won't be able to do the lesson. Also we have to cover the lesson, and also I'll be giving you to do the presentation. Teacher, can you show the topics again? Yes. Okay. I'll send all the topics, all the details, the assignment details into your WhatsApp group. So you can find these topics in your WhatsApp group. I'm going to send it to your WhatsApp group. So copy it from there and you can select one topic and do a small presentation. So for the visual aids, maximum slides is 10 to 15 slides. For the speech, minimum 5 minutes. Okay. So if you don't have the capability of doing PowerPoint presentation, you can do it with I mean, you can do a small speech. Okay. So it is not mandatory for you to use PowerPoint. You can use come up with a small speech also. So these are the topics that you have. Please select one of from these topics and do a small presentation. Next day we are going to discuss about the valley landscape. So today I am going to stop the class. It is heavily raining in our area also.
Teacher, can
I
you
will
please
be,
show the
yes.
headings so that I can take a screenshot?
No, I will send you it to your WhatsApp group. Don't worry. I'm going to send all the topics into your WhatsApp group. You can select from one of these and do a small presentation. Please send me the draft. Okay. So you can do
Okay,
your
teacher.
presentation on next week, but before that you need to send your draft to me. I will check whether if you need to add some points, you will have more time, and almost we have completed this all the lessons. So we have this only, we have to complete the South Asia topic. So other units we have already completed. So we have plenty of time. You can have your time and do your presentation. Yes, do we have any other questions? No, okay.
No,
So,
teacher.
yes, okay. So today I'm going to stop the class. I do have the same issue.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
Teacher, so I'm doing the main rivers of South Asia presentation, teacher. So I'm
Okay.
gonna make one and show it to you next week. Okay.
Okay. Before Thursday, you need to send it to me, and I'll check
Okay,
and
teacher. I'll send.
yes. Okay.
Teacher,
So
I
send
am
it to
doing.
me in. Yes.
Teacher, the attendance.
Yes, I need to take your attendance. Yes.
Excuse me, teacher. I am doing a presentation on importance of water, teacher. I